Welcome to another Straight Up Tuesday tip. I'm Tom Shellcross. With me as always is Mark Ainley. And with us, we got two guests, Mike Glasser and Real Estate Nate. For those who don't know, and you should know, Mike Glasser, the president of the NBOA, has been on multiple times. And Real Estate Nate, who's on the board there and was recently on episode 375. So, gentlemen, welcome to the show again.
Great. Happy to be here, guys.
We're happy to have you, Mike. So we're recording this mid-July. The soiree is right around the corner. Can you just, first off, just provide some very basic details for our listeners who aren't aware of the soiree and just all the administrative stuff? What's the date? What's going on? Why should you be there? Lay it on us.
Okay. This is our 13th annual summer soiree. Every year it grows by at least 20 to 30%. A few years ago, we were really thrilled to have 300 people on our deck up in Rogers Park, which soon went up to 400 to 500. This year, we expect 700-ish real estate professionals. We aim to have at least half of them be owners and operators and property managers, at least half. And then the other half are super significant people as they are sponsors of the event. These sponsors are supporting us because they want to take advantage of the great networking opportunities which are out there, but they are also motivated by their willingness to support the NBOA. They agree with our mission. And this is really a fundraising event for folks who are in the business of supporting housing providers or housing providers themselves, to say, thank you, NBOA, we acknowledge you, and we're going to support you by sponsoring and or attending the event and having a great evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Nate, we were talking offline. You actually made some connections here from some of those sponsors last year.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many opportunities to meet people, a number of different service providers. So last year I actually met a company who was sponsoring the NBOA, and I'm actually going to be using them for estate planning. I'm a little behind the ball on it, but the best time to start is now. So I met a few people that could help me with my business. And then I found a few people who had quite a few more units than me. I'm still early in the game, but I talked to people who, I'm on first right now, they're on second, they're on third, they have a few hundred units, and I'm really trying to network with them and set up lunches to kind of pick their brain. So it's a really good area to meet people and just let the conversation flow, and everyone's open to networking at that point. So it's a really good opportunity, especially if you're newer, to see kind of what it takes to build it and scale up and take some tips and tricks.
Mike, you guys have always done an amazing job of marketing this event and getting all of the right people into the room. And I always tell people when I'm promoting this, or I don't even have to say it's promoting because I always just get excited about this event every year. I always say this is where the who's who Chicago real estate are at, all in one room. And if you want to be part of that group, and the great part about it, it's not a popularity contest either, right? The who's who, the biggest guy in the room is open to talking to the guy that hasn't bought his building yet, because everyone's part of the NBOA because they have they have the same mission for Chicago, for the communities, for representation of building owners. Like, it's just such a great job, and to go there and to not go there and miss on the huge opportunity just to talk to anybody is why you go.
Well, two important subsets of people that will be there. Number one, every year we get more and more interest from elected officials and those who are seeking office. And to have our guests who are elected officials, whether they're aldermen or county commissioners or state, for them to come to this event, this is their chance to really see who are the faces of neighborhood building owners. And the other important subset that I was going to mention is that this is a very diverse group of people who are housing providers or property managers who are in the room. This event, more so than anything else, really shows the great diversity that and many stereotypes that might exist about a landlord. Well, and we're not calling them landlords. Here's the housing providers. Here are the folks that care about their buildings. They hire locally, they shop locally, they know their residents, and these are the people who are the pulse of our community. And for those folks to intermingle and talk to our elected officials at this event is just tremendous.
Yeah, and we get so many inquiries too. I'll piggyback. We get so many inquiries of folks like, I'm house hacking. I want to buy my first 8 unit, my first 6 unit. I'm looking to level up. Every single commercial brokerage in Chicago is sponsoring this event. Like every single one of them is there. So if that's who you need to be talking to because you want to buy that corner 6 unit, like they're all there. Like they're all going to be in one room for you. Like it's the easiest way to have all those conversations in one night.
And just for the record, I don't know when this episode will air, but any professional, broker, lender, title, who wants to be part of this at a sponsorship level, it's not too late. We'll take your money. And I think you'll get a great reward for it because the money goes 100% towards doing our work for the organization. There's a spectacular return on investment to spend a few dollars at this event because what people are getting back is advocacy and relationships and overcoming negative stereotypes that might exist about who we are. This is an investment. We really welcome everybody's support.
I love it because I always tell people that you guys run in a positive way, such a lean advocacy operation over there, where $99.50 out of every 100 literally goes to fighting it versus overhead and admin and all that. Like it's very discouraging. A lot of not-for-profits these days, and you guys do such a good job focusing on the mission and not and running a very tight operation.
And if I could say real quickly, part of the reason is we have this exceptional board and executive committee. And an example is the gentleman on this call, Nate, is not charging us for his time as a board member. He is taking us through some very intricate work with our software programs, in particular Donor Perfect. He's bringing such value to the group, and it's part of the reason why we can do our work efficiently because of efforts like his.
That's great. And you've put together such a group of those type of individuals that all bring in their individual skill set to be able to basically donate, to volunteer that skill set to the group to help you guys really leverage it and reduce costs. So Mike, this is obviously, we're promoting the event here, but a lot of people want to understand the why behind the event. You're talking about fundraising. We're talking about how thin you run, like all that type of stuff. Like why? What's the importance? What are some of the, in summary, just give us for the bullet points of the things you guys are literally fighting right now as a group?
Well, there are specific issues we've confront and deal with. If we were a hockey team, our record might be something like 5-1-4. Because those 4 are times when it's kind of a neutral outcome, but in a sense, a neutral outcome is a victory for us because we're facing legislation that's at us. Oftentimes, we're working really hard to make a bad piece of legislation less bad. And of course, we've had our outright victories that we also take great pride in. But whether it's transfer taxes or the effort statewide to implement a rent control, which is something that we support. We are part of a coalition chaired by the Chicagoland Apartment Association, but we're part of that effort. Whether it's this ridiculous ordinance in the northwest side of the city where there's rights of first refusal, our efforts, along with our partners, is helping diminish this ordinance and slowly see it fall apart. And it's happening as we speak. So what folks who are supporting us are getting is an advocate who's keeping an eye on what's happening legislatively and an advocate that's out there to put the best face out about who landlords are.
Yep. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about volunteering as well as going to these events, right? If I can't fight, these legislative actions on my own, I need someone, who has a lot more strategy and a lot more weight behind them. And that's exactly what the NBOA is doing. They're getting people on the ground, hearing what they're seeing in real time, and then talking to the aldermen and trying to get some of these outrageous legislative actions, kind of wound down as much as we can. So, I said this on your podcast, I'm going to be investing here 30 years. It's worth me spending the money on a ticket that goes to fight these issues. And then I also get to meet a ton of really valuable connections. So it's really twofold opportunity for investors and housing providers.
Mark, one more thing, and Tom, people say, how do I join the NBOA? The NBOA answers and is an umbrella organization over 11 different neighborhood groups. If you want to be more involved with the NBOA, find out who your neighborhood group is, whether it's Rogers Park or there's a greater Austin area group. Nate's involved with the West Suburban group that might include areas like Cicero or Berwyn or that direction. We're excited to announce additions of a 12th affiliate this year. Our board will meet later this week to formally approve a new group that's going to represent the northern suburbs of Cook County. So to NBOA, the route to get to us is through these local affiliates, and we have a website people can look at to find out more. That's www.nboachicago.com.
Yep. So we'll link to that in the show notes. One more time, what's the information for the soiree and where can people buy tickets?
All right, Nate, you want it or can I take it?
Yeah, I can go through. So it's the NBOAchicago.com. And then it's going to be /soiree 2025. And it has all the information on there. You can see videos from last year. You can see how to purchase tickets. You can look to be a sponsor. And then if you can't attend or you're out of town, you can still donate. We still want people to help us fight some of these actions coming down. So even if you can't attend, you can donate. But it's going to be that NBOAchicago.com /soiree 2025. If you're on the website.
The date of the event is August 7th, Thursday, August 7th at Artifact Events. Artifact Events at 4325 North Ravenswood.
Awesome.
Artifact Events, 4325 North Ravenswood. We're probably starting around 5:30, going through 9:30, and then an after party for those
There's
interested.
always the after party. And Nate, I would even, we got to edit out that word donate, because this is really invest. Like anytime you're putting money into this organization, you're investing into the city, you're investing into your future, you're investing into the neighborhoods. Like that's a true investment. No different than you might invest in your own skills or education. That's what you're doing when you're contributing to the NBOA.
Absolutely.
Well, it's one of our most important partnerships, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the call, but one of our most important partnerships is with Straight Up Chicago, and really value our relationship.
Thanks, Mike.
No, we do as well, Mike, and we will both be there. I know I told you I'd be on vacation. I come back that day, so you will see a sunburned Tom Shawcross at this event.
I'll put a lot of sunscreen up here, okay?
It's hats only, baby.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to wrap?
Ready to wrap.
All right, let's do this. So, found a Rogers Park question. First off, Mark, who are we playing for?
All right, so we're playing for Levi Johnson, and today's sponsor, we're going to, it's going to be NBOA, Neighborhood Building Owners Alliance. And if myself, Nate, or Mike gets this question right, we'll get a free ticket to the NBOA Soiree to Levi Johnson.
Ooh, Levi, a lot of pressure. He might not buy a ticket then. He's waiting for.
Well, he could invest.
There you go. All right, it's kind of a tough one, but there's three of you, so odds are in our favor here. So according to the all-important Wikipedia and ChatGPT, Mike, I know you're a Rogers Park guy, so Rogers Park has a total of roughly how many restaurants and cafes? So add up all the restaurants and cafes in Rogers Park, and your options are 55, 90, 130, 185. 55, 90, 130, 185.
We got three people get picked three things. So we got a 75% chance of getting this right, guys.
Does this include the greasy taquerias that I go to?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's all of it, baby.
Okay.
I responded to ChatGPT. I said, "Is this all of it?" And they said yes.
Okay. Because I think just those are 90 on its own. All right. I'm good.
You go 90?
No, I'm going to go 130.
130?
I'll go to 90.
I'll say 185.
Look at the Rogers Park guy getting it right. 130.
All
right
right.
off the bat.
All
right.
Nicely done.
Levi, man, you get a free ticket to the soiree, which will be coming up here on August 7th. We're going to look forward to seeing you here. I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about this after this airs on Tuesday. So you hear from me on Wednesday. But Nate, Mike, thanks for coming on here. Tom, thank you as always. Listeners, even if you can't make a soiree, remember you can invest, you can contribute. But if anything you're going to take away from this, go to NBOAchicago.com and sign up for the newsletter. the newsletter is something that comes out and it's so much information, because maybe right now it's not the right time for you. Maybe you don't have the time to invest into the group, or you don't have time to make out to these awesome events, but you do have time to receive information via email that you can look at. And when it's time ready, when your time is right, you could jump in. So go to NBOA Chicago.com and download or sign up for the newsletter. And guys, thank you. And listeners, we'll see you Thursday.
Thanks.
Thanks
Appreciate
all.
it.